Hey everyone, back in the garage today with the YJ, and it's been an awesome Saturday afternoon. A little out of breath here. I just finished taking the wheels off of the YJ. One of the things we have to do is to install new wheel bearings. These bad boys right here. Now, I've been watching Jeep Solid's channel. And he's got some great tutorials, so I'm gonna follow those along. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I'm seeing underneath the YJ here. So overall, I'm actually really impressed that there hasn't been more rust and gunk in here. Look at this. I mean, there's a little bit of surface rust, but not bad. A little bit of surface rust here, but again, easily scraped off. There's a lot of junk caked up in here. That's definitely gonna need cleaning out. That ball joint has been reclaimed by the wilderness and has not made it. You can see the brakes are actually, looks like they've been recently changed, and the rotors aren't in bad shape, but I've sprayed this nut with PB Blaster, and I'm going to let that sit for a couple days before we attempt to take those off and remove the old ones and put the new ones in. You can see these Dick Sepik shocks seem like they're still doing okay, although the bushings are a little corroded. And I thought this was interesting. Do you guys have this in your YJ? Look at this thing. I don't remember seeing one of these before. It looks like it's a custom cut of some sort. Maybe it was made, but it's like a fabric piece, but it's harder than fabric. It's like plastic and fabric combined. It's almost like plastic with fabric covering it. And it's kind of going behind there. It's like a little cover to keep stuff out. I'm actually really impressed. It's dirty. You know, this is like dirt. Well, some of these are fibers. You can see there's like, it's made of like some kind of fibrous material, almost like the inside of a tire. But it's got some dirt on it, things like that, but I think it probably cleaned up fairly easy. But I was actually really impressed that that's in there. The interior actually looks really good of the fender. And, oh look, I can see some specs in there. Oh, I wonder what that says. Some interesting words in there. Not that it'll matter much, but I've got us up on jack stands here. And we're going to let that PB Blaster soak for a few days, and then we'll start getting working on it. And while we're working on it, maybe we could start sanding off some of this rust and cleaning up some of these spots, replacing some of the bushings and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. I got to watch out for the hardtop here. I took the hardtop off. We took the hardtop off and the doors off the other day so we could drive it around. Boy, it's fun to drive. Lots of fun to drive. The other project I've got right here is this rat's nest. Look at this. This person, the last driver, apparently had some sort of stereo slash alarm system in it, because there's a whole bunch of components here. There's, you know, half of this is stereo, half of this is alarm system. I don't want to just start pulling stuff out. I've got to trace each one of these back, and I'm going to get rid of all the stuff that's not needed, so we can get it all done the right way. There's my antenna for the back of the stereo, and that goes out to this bad boy right here. Boing. And you can see how corroded the filters are in there. I'd love to be able to get in there and replace that. But there's a lot of wiring work that just needs to be cleaned up and done right. That's not my specialty, but learn as you go, right? I mean, if you these are simple enough vehicles that you should be able to trace everything back to its source and then figure out what it's for. And then anything that's not necessary, you can remove. Anything that is, we'll keep. The other thing we still need to do is clean the interior fully. We did a first pass and got a lot of the junk off, but you can see there's still a lot of dirt and dust and grime built up in here. We need to come through here with a vacuum, clean it all out, and then come through with a scrub brush and just kind of scrub all this. And then we'll put our plugs in. I bought all new plugs for the floor here. Got these on Amazon for a couple bucks, so that'll be nice to get those in the floor of the YJ. And then once we get the floor cleaned up and the plugs back in, then we'll get a new carpet kit and put that in as well. But you can see we've been working really hard to scrub and clean the insides. I guess it looks like we haven't been working hard, but actually there was just caked mud and dirt. So we've got a lot of that out. Because it was wet, when it dried, there was still some dirt there, so we still have some more work to do and a lot of dust to get off. The other things we noticed is there was lots and lots of layers of like weather stripping in here. Someone had just taken standard weather stripping and just caked it along here. There was probably that much weather stripping below the hardtop. So we'll have to replace some of that, find some better weather stripping to put in there. So there's a little bit of a, fills in the gap a little bit. And then I want to clean all this off. And then, of course, the other thing we're doing with this YJ is we're going to be sanding it down and painting it. There's a lot of spots that, the paint's worn off, that there's some scrapes and things like that we've got to take care of. We want to fix all those up. And a lot of these like little hood latches and things like that are all rusted out. We're going to remove all those. Again, this was such a great deal and in such good shape. We're really excited to get working on it and get it fixed up. This little stock tire is going to have to come off. I've got the standard tires that came with it on the back, and they're underneath for storage as we're working on it. But fully plan to replace those tires as well with something a little bit bigger and a little bit meatier. So, so that's the status of the YJ. My son's been helping out with a lot, so it's been a lot of fun to have him do stuff. We did get the exhaust manifold replaced. In fact, I wonder if I can just show that real quick. One-handed. There we go. See if I can't pull that out. Here. You guys hold on right over here. We actually, it was kind of a fun project. Again, watching Jeep Solid Garage's video, we're able to, you know what? It's not going to work. The hardtop's in the way. Let me see if I can do this so you guys can see it. We're able to get all of the exhaust manifold off and put in brand new headers. You can kind of see them right there. Look how shiny and brand new those were. That was a lot of work to pull off all those connectors, pull off all these components, and then put a brand new one in there. And then we connected the exhaust back up, and it purred like a kitten. Let's see if I can show you from here. I don't know if we're gonna see it from there. Oh, right here. Ta-da! New parts. So you can see how brand new and pretty that is. We mated that up to the existing muffler, and I was skeptical that it was going to actually pass inspection, but it did, or not inspection, but emissions. But it did pass emissions, and we were able to get it registered, and the title put my name and things like that. So all in all, making great progress on it. It's been a fun little project. We haven't worked on it nearly as much as we wanted to. But being here in quarantine with the COVID-19 coronavirus nonsense that's going on, it has given us a little bit of time to, start playing around with a few things here and there and work on it. I did pull off, I want to show this too. I pulled off the roll bar pads. They were all junky and gross and disgusting. They were permanently wrapped around these. I could have unbolted them, but I just cut them off and threw them away. So these bars are bare right now. Whether or not we choose to cover them back up, we'll see. But overall, making great progress, and this thing's in great shape, and we're having a lot of fun. So thanks for watching. UPS is still working. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, put them in below. Give us a nice thumbs up, and hope you guys are having a great time in your garages while you're in quarantine as well. See ya.